as Charles Woodson would say, Raiders. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to Raiders Coast to Coast with your host, myself, 401 Raider Jeff, and my guy next to me, Mr. LP Raider 10.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everyone? Glad to be back. It's been a good minute since we've done a Coast to Coast show.
It's been like, it feels like it's been an eternity since you and I have done a show, just the two of us again.
Mm-hmm. It really has.
The damn holidays getting in the way. What's the matter with that? So, how you feeling now that the 2025 season is officially in the books?
So I kind of mentioned it yesterday on our show last night that I honestly am a little relieved that it's kind of over. I'm just kind of like a positive person just in general, so I'm gonna always look on the kind of the brighter side of things. Obviously, coming off of the season that we had, it's you can't ignore what we just went through as a team and as a season. Like that is just, it's completely obvious that we had a terrible year, terrible season, but obviously the silver lining is we ended up with the number 1 overall draft pick. And I, again, said it yesterday, I believe it's only the second time we've ever had that as a franchise. So I think that's awesome that we're put in this position. Obviously, we've gone through a lot of struggle to get to this point, and I don't know if I like being the number 1 overall draft pick. I don't think I want to do that again, but we are in this position now. This is the cards that we've been dealt, and we got to make the absolute most of this situation that we've been put in.
Agree with pretty much everything you just said. I'm so glad this. I mean, you and I both experienced week 1 together here in New England, and that was personally my lone bright spot of the entire season. Was, obviously being able to actually meet you in person after being together doing shows for a year. It was great to actually, get to meet you in person and just enjoy the whole weekend. I mean, we spent the weekend pretty much all, together the whole weekend between all the events, and, like the inside joke, in case everybody didn't know this, wife and I kept referring to him and his girl Callista as our kids. So it's like every time someone would say, "Where's Nate and Callista?" I'm like, "Oh, you mean the kids? Oh, they're over there doing whatever." Like, where's the kids? Oh, they're over there.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was a great weekend. I know you fun out here, get to see stuff that you've never seen before, and enjoy the site. So that, and again, I've always said this. That's what makes the trips when you go away to games even more fun. The win helps.
Yes, of course it does.
Sunday really helped. After that, it just turned into a shit show the rest of the season. So I don't think we're going to dwell too much on 2025. So
no. Yeah.
I think we're just going to roll right into the 2026 offseason has now officially begun. It started after the game on Sunday, but it really hit home on Monday once Pete got his pink slip and was, escorted out after that. So 2020 season started Monday as soon as he was told that, you're being relieved of your duties. So before we get into that, let's see who's in the chat with us. Let's poke around here. We've got PNW Mark. What's up, my guy? We got Raider Ryan's in the house. Mr. Rorschach himself. Big Luck asking who's late. All I know is it wasn't me.
It was me today. It was me today.
And Big Luck says, "Can we still play?"
We can still blame Gino. Yeah, blame him. Blame him. Yeah. Just like Gino. Blame Gino.
Yep. Got Smokes in the house. What's up, my guy? Don't Trip Fool says, "Best rated podcast ever." What's up, everyone? Been waiting for this one.
Appreciate it, brother.
We got some special shit for you guys tonight too. We're gonna have some fun with this. You'll see. We're upping our game a little bit, I should say. And he says, "I have a scenario for you." All right, put it in the chat and we'll address it.
Oh yeah.
So rumors are Clint Kubiak will want a mobile QB, so trade back with Jets, get the ball.
I like that idea.
Not opposed to it, not at all. Dixon Sight is in the house. Let's see who else we got here. Cheeto Smith. Nice. Oh, there he is. Accelerator. What's up, Accelerator? 401 later, Jeff. That was
401 later, Jeff.
let's see. IO's in the house. What's up? What's up? So I do want to share this with everybody. I showed Nate. I made it just literally 20 minutes ago. I showed Nate before we started. He liked it. So if you look on your screen, you see right above me, up right here.
Other side, other side.
No, other side. You'll see a little logo. But now I'll show you the full size one. So we kind of came up with a new logo for us for the show. So I like it. I think it came out great. You know, it covers the West Coast side with him being LV, so it's got the Las Vegas background, and with me, it's got the East Coast with the shoreline and the lighthouse. So I like it. So I think we're gonna stick with that. What do you think?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, that came out really good. I'm actually I walked outside while I was processing, had a smoke. It came back in, and that was up on my screen. And I'm like, oh shit, I like that. I think we're gonna stick with that one. All right, so let's get back to this. Let's see. Hey Jeff, Bain and Chambliss haven't done much today. Trading back don't seem to be looking good. Yeah, Chambliss is not having his best game right now. I mean, to be honest, Miami's defense is no joke either. So just for anybody that's not watching right now, the game, Miami's up 17-13 with 3 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ole Miss has the ball right now. Chambliss is 12 for 19 and 104 yards. Beck is 15 for 24 and 175 and a touchdown. So it's not looking like a great game for Chambliss right now, but we'll see. I see everybody liked it.
Yeah.
Don't trip. I don't know if you guys watched Derek and David Carr Homegrown podcast, but some interesting stuff was said on today's episode. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch the episode, but I seen it come up on Instagram.
What was it? What did I miss?
So Derek was basically hinting that John Gruden could make a comeback to come to the Raiders, and that he would be willing to play for John Gruden. It was either to play or to coach. I think it was to play though. But like I said, I didn't watch it. I just seen it like come up on Instagram.
Fucking lost me on that one. Yeah, at that point, let's make Carroll a head coach. I mean, we all know how good he was for us this year. I mean, why the hell not? Raiders hire Clint Kubiak, bring back DC, draft Mendoza, sit behind DC for a year or two. We get 2 Bible thumpers that hospital also spread the ball in Las Vegas.
That's pretty funny.
My God. That's funny. What's up, Lucky? Yeah, Anthony, same thing. Hell no to both. Yeah, I'm not in on that. Yeah, again, Ja Raider, that's just it. I mean, Miami's defense is that good. I mean, they just shut them down pretty much. They only had that one big long-ass run by the running back for like 74 yards or something.
Yeah, it's really been it.
So, let's here. All right, so let's start with this then, Nate. Before we get too deep into everything, we're going to go in order here. What can and can't be decided before a new head coach is hired? So basically, what do you think we can do or can't do before we get a head coach signed?
I think initially off top, everyone in the front office, Spytek, Brady, Davis, everyone that's around and making this decision all has to be on the same page on the direction that they want to go with this team. That's first and foremost, because if they're already not agreeing on who the next head coach should be, and everyone's kind of like, well, he wasn't my guy. Oh, like I wasn't the one that chose him to get hired as a head coach. Then we have the whole kind of, was it Gruden and Mayock where, oh, I didn't draft that guy. That was Gruden's guy, or I would have chose this guy. Like, no, we have to all be on the same page. We're all in this together as a team. Like that's how we have to approach this. And for whatever reason, the Raiders front office, the Raiders organization just has not been able to do that. And that's what I feel has been probably our biggest detriment as an organization as a total is no one's on the same page. And if it starts from the top that they're not on the same page, then how can that flow down to a product on the football field? So that's first and foremost.
And I agree. It seems like since the Mayock and Gruden era, no coach and GM have kind of been on the same page more or less, except for possibly what the hell, Ziegler and
McDaniels.
McDumdum.
Yeah.
But I think that was more of McDaniels really calling the shots specific in that case. Whereas with Mayock and Gruden, they just, after everything came out on, who drafted, it's like they just took turns throwing the other under the bus, basically.
Right, exactly.
He didn't draft him, I did. It's like, make up your mind. This year was definitely proof in the evidence that the head coach and GM were not on the same page. The head coach and the offensive coordinator weren't even on the same page, let alone the GM and the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody had their head out of their ass all season long in the coaching staff for the most part.
Right.
So I kind of agree with what you're saying as far as the front office and everything, but I still think that everything has to start at one particular spot before we really get into doing anything, and that's we have to pick the head coach. I don't really think there's much we can do until that head coach is solidified.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go and you can't start thinking about your free agents and all that. Yeah, I know the GM's going to be involved in it, but you need that head coach's input along with whoever is going to be on his staff too. So I don't really think that there's much that can be done until that head coach is picked. Some teams don't do that. Some teams kind of still try and make decisions without a head coach, and I think that's wrong, and that's what we can't get stuck doing. So the head coach position is by far the most important thing to get and nail it. We got to nail it. There's no two ways about it.
I agree. Yeah.
See what's the chat. Afakasi's in the house. What's up?
Oh, what up, AR?
Oh, you're still here. Jeez. Head comes to the U.S. and never leaves. Watch out, man. ICE might come after you because you've been here too long.
I'm dumb.
Yeah, see, Big Luck agrees. Head coach has to be the next step before anything. Absolutely. Can we get a new owner? No, unfortunately. I mean, it doesn't mean we can't. He just has to wake up one day and go, I want to sell the team.
Yeah.
For the love of God, no to John Gruden, the trilogy. The way people talk about him, you think he won us a super. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Derek Hyde needs to enjoy his retirement. Gruden needs to stick to his podcast. That ship has sailed a long time ago. Yeah, he needs to stick to his Barstool Sports and opening up boxes of gear from other schools and teams that send them.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that. My staff is, this is from Ja Raider. My staff is Kubiak as head coach, McDaniels OC, Raheem Morris DC, and John Benton is OL.
I can get behind that.
I can, after McDaniels got fired, that was yesterday or today?
Today, I think.
Yeah. I'm all in on him as OC.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. He's one of those guys I think that's a better offensive or a better coordinator than a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Did he make that one? Man, he doinked another kick, but this one it went in.
Oh, fuck.
So it's 17-16 with 22 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Ole Miss is down 1 point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver and Fat, they decide how to sell the blank slate that is our roster and ensure the personality and vision of this new prospective coach aligns with Spy Tech. And again, that is a major selling point for us right now. We're going to get into the head coach talk in a second too. I just want to get through the chat. Gut feeling the Lions team might make a move for Mike McDaniels and Harbaugh.
Oh, fuck. Honestly, that would be a great move for the Lions.
It would be.
That would be a great move.
The season they had, I kind of not surprised after you lose your coordinators.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a tough, tall order to fill, when you lose both of them like that.
Mm-hmm. What's
up, Alex? What's up? So Circus Raider says his staff is head coach Brennan Carroll, OC Chip Kelly, DC Ball Gunther, special teams Tom McMahon, certified folks. Marcus Banks is in the house. What's up, my guy? Clint Kubiak and Derek, not Gruden.
Oh, that's what it was. He wasn't talking about Gruden. He was talking about Clint Kubiak.
They like working with each other. Kubiak was with the Saints last year. Remember the first 2 Saints games?
That's right.
Scored 40 points each game. Now he's with Seattle. I would be okay if Derek came back if Kubiak was here, but not Gruden.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I could. If he comes back and he's definitely just here for 1 year to help groom whoever we get, I mean, it'd be a better option.
Marcus Banks.
Oh, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mike McDaniel to the Raiders. Oh, nah. I'm not as head coach, but as OC, without a doubt, I'm on the Mike McDaniels.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, Keach Match is here. What's up, Savage? Philip Rivers as head coach and QB. Take it back to the old school.
That's funny.
So, with that being said, head coach search. I know everybody's got a different philosophy and feeling on, some people want a defensive-minded head coach. Some people want an offensive-minded head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want someone that's a proven head coach in the past. Some want somebody that's never been a head coach before and for them to take over the reins and just roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, because this is basically, we're looking at a reset at this point.
Yeah.
You're bringing in a new coach, a whole new atmosphere. What type of leader do the Raiders need right now? I'm going to ask you a couple different options here. Do they need somebody that's just got the respect of the locker room? Is it a culture builder versus X and O's guy? Or is it about accountability and identity? Like, what are the traits that are non-negotiable for you to want as a head coach?
Well, obviously, like, the best head coaches in the league possess all of those traits in some capacity. Of course, you're not going to have a perfect head coaching candidate. To me, what seems to be trending in the NFL currently is an X's and O guy. And that's kind of what I would prefer as of right now, because we tried the rah-rah guy with AP, and it worked a little bit, but, we weren't successful and people were not happy with that. And then we tried the respectful guy and the future Hall of Fame coach with Pete Carroll. That didn't work as well. So we also did try the X's and O's guy with Josh McDaniel, but
yeah,
that was kind of writing on the wall, in my opinion. Like, he was already known to not be a good head coach in the NFL, and I felt like that was kind of like we should have been a little bit more aware of that kind of situation. I understand everyone deserves second chances, and I agree with that, but I think if we get an X's and O's guy, I want someone to start off from scratch. No prior head coaching experience, someone that we can grow with and we can commit to, and we can be in a relationship with for the long term. That's my candidate right now.
And I get what you're saying too. Like, if you look at those just the past 3 coaches. So if we go McDaniels, AP, and Pete Carroll, they were like a mix of all that, but at different points. So like the culture builder and locker room respect was AP. The X and O's guys was McDaniels, because he did not have the locker room respect and he didn't have accountability and identity.
Yeah.
He was the complete opposite. I mean, the team turned on him. Whereas Pete Carroll, he was trying to be the culture builder, but he wasn't, because that's what he was talking about at the start of all this.
Right.
He kind of was an X and O guy, but not really. He did have the respect of the locker room. It does seem like that, except until I think maybe the very end.
Yeah.
And he obviously didn't have accountability, because he didn't take accountability for his son, which we now see is a bigger problem than we really thought it was.
Right.
And now it explains why we had such a bad team last year on the offense. That
Mm-hmm.
he had such a heavy hand in that happening. And I said this last night with on the connection that I think unfortunately in all of this, Chip Kelly was the scapegoat.
I agree.
But he wasn't the problem. I really don't think he was at this point. I think he was just the easy choice instead of Pete having to fire his son, which you knew he wasn't going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So they get rid of Chip Kelly instead. The offense changed a little bit, but not that much really. I mean, the line got better when you started putting Caleb Rogers out there, though. I will say that. And then now with Grant playing this past game, it got a little bit better. But I agree. We need not a complete mix of all of those, but at least some small aspects of like little tastes of those. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to find a guy that's going to come in with every single one of those attributes. That's just not
Right.
going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you get the right mixture in there, and that's what it is. I mean, the Spytek and Brady have to get in that kitchen and cook up a great recipe as to what they're looking at for their vision for this team going forward. And they have to make sure that whoever it is, they have to be on the same page. They got to be in this. Everything has to coexist correctly in order for this to work going forward. I really think we got pushed into the Pete Carroll thing last year, and we can't have that happen this year.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make sure that, we're making it as legit as possible to get this head coach in. And I think the biggest thing is that number one pick is huge.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's like almost like a golden ticket, I guess, to entice a head coach to come in here.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got two great playmakers already in Brock Bowers and possibly Ashton Genty. I'm saying possibly because we didn't get to see the full extent of what he could do.
Mm-hmm.
So would you – let me ask you this. So if we get a coach in here, are you looking for him to work on the culture first, or do you want him to focus strictly on, like, go right to work with the offense and get the offense dialed in? What is your feeling? Like, do you want the culture built, or is there a way to do kind of half and half, or do we have to just work on one thing at a time?
So I don't know if you want to pull it out already to do what we had planned, but one of those, what you just stated, is a part of one of my list. So
all right, then we'll do that. We can do that now, because that's pretty much gonna cover everything that we're gonna talk about tonight. I think between all right. So let me just get through the chat and get caught up, and then we'll go from there. Where are we here? Give me 1 second. Here it is. The Raiders need to commit to a coach more than anything else. They've had 23 coaches in 20 years.
I agree.
I couldn't work anywhere like that. Everyone always comes in with a new plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what did I say? I said something similar to that. I think it was on Monday after Pete got fired. I'm like, just be in your job, and every 3 months the manager gets replaced.
Mm-hmm.
And I equated that to, like, when I was on the fire department. If every 3 months we replace the fire chief, and every 3 months when that new chief comes in, they have a different philosophy on how they want the department to run. They do that for 3 months. They leave. Someone else comes in, and they've got a completely different aspect. So now you're constantly changing your rules and how you see. It's a nightmare, and that's what's happening here. Mike McDaniels as OC would be fantastic. Say what you want about him as a head coach. It's proven in New England right now. Drake May looked okay last year. 2025, he's in the talks of being the MVP of the league. So you tell me how good of an impact he is. Let's see. Need a patient leader with discipline, and I agree with that too. They don't need a wishy-washy grandfather coming in here handing out scotch candies to everybody. They just need someone willing to bring discipline and structure. The issue with Pete was nepotism, and the cause of that team was that's a huge thing. Doesn't have to be a rah-rah guy, but someone who can put his players in position to win. That's Clint. He's young, and matching him with a young QB. And that's why Clint's my number one. I'd rather have a new first-time head coach that can build this team along with his own personality, and have a proven guy that's trying to not have a proven guy that is trying to force his ways with no budge from the day. You hit that right on the head. Everybody's right on the money with everything they're saying here. I can't find non-negotiable for me as someone who doesn't buy the run. That's huge right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I also say that we don't have to have, like, everybody's high on Mendoza, but then people look at his stats from last year. I don't care what his stats are when he's playing for us. I really don't. I don't care if he only throws for 2,500 yards in a season, provided our running back room, especially our number one running back, has like 1,700 yards rushing. We need to be a run-first team, is my opinion. I don't want a guy to come in here and throw for 4,000, 5,000 yards in the season, because then we're too focused on passing the ball and we're not running it enough. We need to be a run-first team, and that all starts right in the front line between the left tackle and the right tackle. It starts in that front line right there. He may not have the biggest personality, but if it can put players in position, why not look at McVay with the Rams, how old he was when he started? Yeah, I'm fine with a young coach. Gruden was one of the guys in the league when he was with us his first stint.
Yeah.
Team around. We had a good run there, and then him and Al Davis had a falling out. This is a new one, McJerkoff. I haven't heard that name used. Let's see. Silver and Facts, what's up, my guy? How you doing? Money Chuck, welcome in too, man. I'm sorry. Silly Goose, what's up? Blackjack had a good run. P-Cow was the look at my resume. And that's just it. We fell in love with the resume. I think Leo said that last night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone said it. That you fell in love with the resume, which is true. And what's up, Tanner Jack? And that's what got a lot of people enamored with him. Like, oh, well, he's going to be fine for us. Let's see. I think very least a new head coach has to have a staff that doesn't have a diet of crayons and Elmer's glue. Oh, yeah, that's going to be an improvement right there once it's gone, for sure. What's up, Jason Marshall? What's going on, man? Need to build, and intensity starts up front. Yep. We need to go back to old school smash mouth football, for sure. Arnie's in the house. What's up, Arnie? Yeah, McVay was 30.
Which is fucking crazy.
What's the hype about Davis? Yeah, I don't know what the hype is with him.
I don't
get that. I mean, is it because of what Bo Nix has been doing? But, I mean, wouldn't that also be the OC too? I don't know. The only important stat is that wins common. Yeah, and that's just it. I said this a few weeks ago. There's two monikers that we use for this club, for this organization, that we just haven't been able to say lately, and that's commitment to excellence, because we are not that right now, and just win, baby, because we're not doing that anytime recently. You know, so those are two sayings that we need to build this team back to that, so we can say it with some emotion and some power. And you want to build a culture? Get us back to where we can start using those two phrases collectively, and put some fire and intensity back behind this team, with the fan base and everything too. Because that's another thing. It's the fan base is suffering. We can't keep going for this shit. All right. So, Daniel Barry's here. What's up, my guy?
Good on, man.
So we're gonna do something different tonight that we haven't done before. So I kind of came up with this. So I'm gonna put this together. Change the background. So we have a new installment that we're doing tonight. So
it's time for the wish list game. It's time for the wish list game.
All right. So what we got is we've got the wish list game that Nate and I are going to be playing now with everybody. So we each came up with 5 items on our wish list for the 2026 season. So with that being said, let's see. Before we argue QBs, coaches, and draft picks, the rest of the offseason, we're going to reset this conversation now under Nate's command here, because he said, let's do this now. So Nate and I are going to give out our Raiders 2026 wish list. You know, it's not fantasy. It's not Madden. It's real football. So, Nate, you go first. You go with your number one overall wish list. Like, what's at the top? Do we want to go backwards? Do we want to go 5-1, or do we want to go 1-5? That's one thing I didn't ask earlier.
Oh,
Like, do you have them in a specific order, or you just wrote them down in any order?
I mean, I do have them, but if we went backwards, I don't know if mine would make sense.
All right, then do it the way you. Then I'll start at my number one that I have it listed as number one, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So you go with yours first, and then
Mine first?
I'll give a rebuttal or whatever, and then I'll pick mine. So go ahead.
So my number one wish list is, it kind of goes in hand with what I said earlier about everyone being on the same page, and that's either committing to being a rebuilding team or to a contending team. I feel like we've been in limbo for so many years, just kind of keeping afloat, being right in the middle of the pack with this draft. And honestly, even this year, we were trying to compete, and we ended up just getting kind of lucky. I guess not even lucky, but just being bad enough to get the number one overall pick. And we've been trying to compete year after year after year, even with the roster that we've had. It's not good. That's not how you win football games. You either completely rebuild your team, or you go all in. You go for the best free agents. You go for the best, you trade draft picks, and you try to go get the best person in the draft that you think. We haven't been doing that. We've been just kind of stuck in the middle. So my number one thing on my wish list is, let's either commit to a complete rebuild, or let's go all in and let's go contend for this thing. Because right now we're not doing either, and we're being stuck in the middle, and that's not going to get us anywhere.
You're not gonna believe this.
What?
My number one is pretty much almost the same thing. Now, we didn't collaborate on this at all. We came up with our own independent list. I said, how about we do this? You come up with 5 things, I'll come up with 5. So when I read mine, it's going to hit a lot of the same points you just hit. I think that's hilarious, which is a good thing, because that means we're in the same mindset. But as you're reading yours off, I'm like, son of a bitch, it's like something I'm going to say. Fuck. I mean, if we're putting it in a smart timeline type thing, it makes sense as to why we would think this. We're not going to sit here and go, no, we want to be just like we were last year. We're
Right.
God damn it, that's funny.
That is hilarious.
90s vibe. Look at Jeff with the high-end production. Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to up my game, man. All right, so I'm not going to give a rebuttal to his, because I'm going to read mine, because I think it's going to hit almost the same points.
Yeah.
My wish number one is fix the way the Raiders operate. My first wish has nothing to do with players. It's about how this organization makes decisions. Clear leadership, football people making football decisions, no rushing hires, no PR timeline nightmares. We need to move forward, and we need to operate differently than what we've been operating in the past. It's kind of, do you agree? It's kind of the same thing that you pretty much, not so many words, said, vice versa, with what you said.
Say that again?
It sounds kind of like what you were saying. I mean, for the most part.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're both on the same point. Again, stability isn't keeping people longer. It's making better decisions, man. It doesn't matter how long somebody's been with the team, whether it be an office position, a coaching staff position, or a player. If it's a smart move moving forward to remove somebody from the roster or from the front office or the coaching staff, then do it. Don't get stuck in this old traditional thought of, well, he's been here this long, he gets a free pass. No, that's my wish. Just operate better going forward. Operate like a goddamn football team, basically. So, All right, so you get
No,
your
I completely agree.
yeah.
I do want to just comment on Trav's comment here. He said, "So just commit to being bad or being a contender and screwing it up." The thing is, you can't say we've tried to do either, and we haven't been in a complete rebuild because we are constantly the organization, the team is telling us that we want to win. That's been for the past couple of years. So we've obviously been trying to quote unquote contend, but then at the same time, we go and have a draft like we did last year where that is an obvious draft to try to set up our future as well. So it just kind of it doesn't make sense what they're telling us and then what they're doing. And if we're so called contending, why aren't we pushing all of our chips in? Why aren't we trading all of our picks to go get the next person? Why are we not going, signing the best free agents? Why are we not addressing obvious needs like offensive line, like we were crying for all last year? Like that, those aren't contending moves, and they're not rebuilding moves. They're just in the middle, and that's exactly what I'm saying. So either commit to the rebuild, or go ahead and just, you know, try to push all of your chips in.
He said touche.
Yeah.
Dixon says, I wish to have a regime longer than 1 year. Absolutely. I'm tired of the turnover, you know. But we had to make this change this year with Pete Carroll because it just wasn't working. And especially now, because I'm going to go next, and then we're going to rotate back and forth.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this actually leads right into my second wish.
Mhm.
So my number 2 wish is the number 1 draft pick leverage. The number 1 pick, it's a tool. It's not a lottery ticket. We didn't just win the lottery when we got the first pick. It's a tool.
Mhm.
Use it the right way. You know, you take a QB only if the situation is right. Trade back if the value is there for it. You know, best player if he's a cornerstone. You know, the pick doesn't have to be the franchise, basically. You know, the plan has to be the franchise, in
Mhm.
other words. So this has to build for the future. So don't treat this as a once and done. We got the golden ticket. We're making the first pick. 'Cause I was going to say this before we got into this, so I'm kind of glad you said let's do this now, because it would have kind of taken my thunder from this wish. So think of it as a tool, not a lottery winning ticket like you sit there waving it like you're just going to Willy Wonka's. You know, but you got to use that draft pick as leverage. You know, that's my feeling. That's my wish. Number 2, use
No,
the draft leverage. Don't just pick a player to pick a player. Just because
Yeah.
he's number 1 and everybody wants him. Does he make sense for the team? That's the big thing.
No, and I completely agree, and I think you and I have been kind of the two biggest advocates for doing your due diligence and exploring all the options you have with this opportunity at the number 1 overall pick. Like you said, don't just pick the player at quarterback because we obviously need a quarterback, and I'm not saying we don't. Like it is an obvious need for a couple of years now, but just because we have the opportunity to, I don't think that it's a for sure, or I don't think that we should think of it as a for sure done deal at this point, because our team is a long way from contending from a Super Bowl. And I think we need a lot more pieces than just the quarterback that can make us contenders in the near future. So, in my opinion, it's to go and look at the best possible way to really emphasize all of your assets and get as many assets as possible. And the best way to build a team is through the draft. And with the number 1 overall pick, you can see how it can change a franchise in the near future, just like the Chicago Bears did. If we could do something like that, I would completely be 100% on board with that.
So that was your wish?
No, I was just kind of elaborating on yours.
Sorry.
But
Well, just to Brandon's here, he goes, my only pushback is that we have to be realistic. You say it's an either or process, but it's just about a good true rebuild. Even thinking we can contend with free agency is delusional. I'll get back to you on the free agency thing. because that's coming up. Go ahead, Nate.
Replying to Brandon's here, I don't think that we're even that far off in thinking either, because I think, like, just like you're saying, either commit to a good true rebuild in the traditional sense of let's tear this team down to the foundation and let's rebuild it to the point where everything is in either Spytek's image or the head coach's image or whoever it is that they think is the best option to go forward with, and let's do it that way. Or, hey, we got player XYZ right now. Let's try to, get them into the playoffs. Let's try to get the best possible moves to get us into a playoff contention kind of phase. And I think that's kind of what you're saying here. But yeah, I just think we're not that too far off. But okay, so go ahead.
I agree with that. Yeah, you try and find two other tight ends in the league that both
Oh,
good
yeah.
play. I mean, granted, there's a difference between the two. Brock is way better, but
right.
Styles. That's the other thing. Let's do the franchise, the plan is franchise. I like that.
That's a good one, honestly.
It is. Thank you.
Did you chat GPT that one?
Nope. Came up with my own today, baby.
Okay, my second wish list. I think this is kind of everybody's wish list right now. Well, maybe not everyone's, but mine is just simple. Offensive-minded head coach. That's where the league is trending. That's where I think the most of the teams that have started a rebuild and started their franchise kind of a reset has gotten success is with an offensive-minded head coach. And that compounds with, committing to that person, that head coach, for the long term. Like that it has to go hand in hand. So my second and right now is offensive-minded head coach. That's high up on my list, because that means that we are headed in the right direction, in my opinion.
I agree. I can't disagree with that at all, man. This list is good so far. That was your number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. I don't want a defensive-minded head coach. I really don't. I mean,
yeah,
that's what we end up having. I don't even. You know what? I'm not saying it. I'm not saying settling. I'm not saying that shit. Want an offensive-minded head coach? I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. What we have to do to get him, we got to get him. So, hex out that defensive-minded. Screw that. I don't think we're as far away as far as Super Bowl as we think. Look, you go, I don't know about that. I think Super Bowl's still quite a few years away.
I don't think that the talent of a Daniels is on the board at this point either. In my opinion, obviously.
Yeah, what's up, Raider Pete? Yeah, I saw that. We did talk about that earlier. What's up, David? Is possible trade down, and I know it's blasphemy, but it's time to get everything you can get for Max. It's going to hurt, but it's time. Oh, you don't want my take on the whole Max thing. Nate knows it already. I think still my feeling on that. I'm all for it.
I'm sure it'll come up soon.
Yeah. It's up 805. If we're talking wishes, can we redo last year's draft? I know one pick that would be different. What's good? What's up, Kenneth? How you doing, man?
Shout out, man.
Jeff, thank you again for allowing me to have a conversation with you. Dude, he called me. Was it Tuesday night? No, sorry. Wednesday morning. Wednesday early afternoon. He called. He sent me a text. Can I call you? I'm like, yeah, go for it. So he called me. Before you knew it, we were on the phone for over an hour. It was cool to talk to him. I mean, it's when I've talked to him. I've had Jack Kenna call me. I'm not bueno. I've had so many of them that have called me and talked about stuff that was, on the show prior the night before and everything. So, hey, anybody that goes to the link tree, you can find my phone number. It's easy. It's posted there. So, I ain't going nowhere. All right. So that was your number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's your number 3 now.
My number 3.
Yeah.
All right. This is actually going to be, I think, surprising for some of us. To me, number 3 is addressing the future at the quarterback position. either whether that be the near future or in the further future, and committing to someone more in the long term sense. Now, although I don't want Fernando Mendoza at the number 1 overall pick, I do think that the constant band-aids at the quarterback position is not a good way to develop your team. Now, whether that means, committing completely to Fernando Mendoza, like, although that's not, in my opinion, would be best for the Raiders, I can respect the decision to do that because it means we are in a direction, and that means everyone's on board. And I can respect it at the very least. But I just don't think that getting quarterbacks like Geno Smith and kind of just looking at the bargain bin is not the right decision for this team. And that's, it kind of compounds with everything that we've said already before. Like, are we committing to winning? Are we committing to a rebuild? If we're right here getting, Geno Smith coming into this season, he was the 15th ranked quarterback. That's dead in the middle. Like, that's exactly what we're talking about. So
class, so yeah.
Exactly. So, shopping in the bargain bin is not helping anybody, and it's just keeping us in this meddling position. And obviously the quarterback position is probably the most spotlighted position in sports. So the fact that we haven't had a stable quarterback since Derek Carr, and even then people were obviously divided about him as well. But we just need to have some kind of process behind it, because since we've cut Derek Carr, we've had no plan for the quarterback position. It's just been, okay, we'll pick up Aiden O'Connell in the 4th. We'll trade for Kenny Pickett. We'll draft Cam Miller in the 6th. We'll trade for Geno Smith. He's okay. Like that, all of those are not plans for the future of the quarterback position. So, whatever they decide to do is obviously on them. We have no control over. But I do think it needs to be addressed pretty severely.
I like that one. That's a good one. That kind of ties in with my number 2, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
With the number 1 pick and, the whole franchise. Yeah. So,
right.
So we're in the same spot there. We're halfway between doing our 5 each. So we're at the halfway point. So just real quick, I want to do just a quick shout out. Make sure you guys get over to Nate's channel, which is at LVRated10 on YouTube. It's the same thing for Instagram. If you're not following him on Instagram, also make sure you hit him up there. So get over to his channel, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up. He's streaming on his channel right now. Hit the notification. So make sure you take care of my guy over here, LVRated10. We're on together every Thursday night on this show, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And then we're also together on the Raiders Connection on Wednesday nights along with Jay and Leo. So make sure you show some love to my man over here. Him and I have been together for over a year now. About a year and a half now doing this show. So this is definitely one of the more fun shows too. So I love doing these shows with you. Shit. He was out here for New England. We did the Raiders Connection right here.
That's right. Oh, we did. I forgot about that.
He's right next to me right here in the studio. Because I pulled a trick on the guys. They didn't know you were here. And he was standing over there in the corner and he's walking out. He's like, "Hi, I'm here." They're like, "Oh shit." All right. So back to the list here. Let me see if anybody says anything in response to that. Mike Guerrero's here. What's up, Mike? We just need to stop shopping at grocery outlet with all that money we have. Yeah. Silver and facts. There is no free agent quarterback that's worth the shit. Absolutely. The list is awful. It'll cost 4 to 6 times what a rookie salary is. Way less risky from a financial standpoint.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very true.
Let's see. Yeah, there he is. Team Ramrod. They use that on the cage match all the time. Him and Simon. So my number 3 wish is match the attitude. I want a roster. I want a roster that plays like it talks. So if we're gonna talk about bringing the culture back and the tenacity and that true grit of Raider Nation. You know, I want linemen who are going to finish plays. And if that means the plays running down the field, then hustle your ass. You know what? Just watch game film on what JPJ does when he's out there, when the running back takes off or the receiver's running for his life out there. One of the first guys that's usually up to the ball carrier is a big, fat offensive lineman named JPJ.
Yep.
Watch how much aggression he has and how much desire he has to play this game. There's a kid that talks the talk and walks the walk. All right. Anybody that's a younger generation, go find YouTube video footage of a guy wearing number 76 back in the 80s and into the 90s named Steve Wisniewski. Go watch how that guy played. He's known to be one of the more aggressive and sometimes on the dirty list on how he played. That's what we need to get back to. You know, obviously within the rules, so we won't get flagged for stupid shit. But again, we need linemen who finish. We need defenders who hit. You know, leaders who show up when things are bad. Not just one guy out there rah-rah on everybody like Max. We need other guys to step up. You know, even on the offense, we need other guys to step up. It can't be the same guy. You can't expect if we end up grabbing a rookie quarterback that he's going to be aggressive enough to take control of an offense. This is where your veterans on that offense need to step up, like a Michael Mayer, a Brock Bowers. You know, Jesus Christ, Colton Miller, get a voice, man. I know you play aggressively and everything, but be that vocal guy. JPJ, we already know is vocal, and we'll talk his talk. You know, again, silver and black. The whole it's not so much a branding, but it's a behavior. Act like what that logo is on the side of your helmet. That ruthless aggression that we need. So I want this team, whatever we build for a team, it's got to match the attitude that we're trying to build. So don't just come in here and talk the talk. Walk the goddamn thing. You know, I don't give a shit. I wish I was like 30 years younger right now because, man, I would you just give me one day. Just give me one day in training practice. Than training camp. Let me just go out there and just do something because that's just the aggression. I mean, I'm 55, man, but I'm still so pissed off at when I see things go down like it did this year. How just wishy-washy and weak and lame this offensive line looked. Fucking get a set of balls, man. Do something. Jesus Christ. Make me happy before I freaking go. God. Okay. Yeah. Number 3 for you.
Number 4. So you start on number 4. Because that was your number 3.
Oh, yeah, oh, it's mine. Oh, man, I gotta follow up. Okay.
Shout out Duncan.
This guy runs on Duncan. Number 4. My number 4 wish. Hang on. Let me do this first real quick before. Let's see. Big wish is we don't have short arms with deep pockets and free agency. We have to overpay. I'm going to skip that one for a second, Money Chuck, because my number 4 is coming up. According to James, the free agent QB class is outstanding. Oh, yeah. You don't. Did you catch the show this Tuesday night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, for the love of God. Oh, that's right. Not this Tuesday night, the Tuesday night before. So James is sitting there and he goes, I want to read this list out. I said, what list? He goes, the free agent quarterbacks. I said, don't do it. I said, I've done it before. I said, it's not going to go good. It's a horrible list. Don't read it out loud. I'm going to read it anyway. Proceeded to read it. And you've seen the list. You know how bad the free agents.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's awful. I wouldn't trust them to dry the footballs off when it's raining, let alone be a quarterback for our team. And he reads the list off. Well, the chat lost it. They just went ballistic listening and read this list off. And I just sat there with my hand in my face in my hand, just shaking my head the whole time, just like, I told you not to read it. But yeah, he's like, listen to this list. I'm like, okay, it's not good. What's up, Tyler? Hey, yeah, see the Wiz, 76, baby. Go back and watch it. The Misfits attitude is vanquished. Yep. Jeff, these youngsters don't understand what it means to be part of Raider Nation. Some do. I shouldn't say that. Nate understands it. He's younger than
my
my
2 cents.
He gets it. What's up, my 2 cents? Head coach needs to understand what it means to be a Raider. If you want to know what culture guy we need, must be someone that understands what it means to wear that shit. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You don't trade good players away. Keep Max. Aren't there like 4 former Raiders in the playoffs currently? Unless they offer something crazy like 3 firsts or something. Yeah, but remember those guys were also first free agents last year too. So yeah, I jumped off the roof because of James. Oh yeah, John was going nuts that night in the chat. Rorschach too. Trey Lance is probably the only one worth it, and that's not saying a lot. No, it's not. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my wish list here. So number 4 for me. Nope, that's number 3. Here it is, number 4. You're gonna like this one. My wish list for number 4: smart free agency. Stop with this. We need to win it in March. Let's just go out and get anybody, or we need durable players, reliable starters. Real leaders. That's what we need to look at. Contracts that age well. Not headlines that age badly. We need guys. We need guys that we can count on. Guys that, yeah, they might have something to prove. They might have been lost on another team, but if they fit the description of what we're looking for the future of this team and to help put this culture in the right way and the aggressiveness of what Raider Nation is looking for, that's what we need to do. It's going to be smart free agency. Like I said, don't try and win in March. Free agency. Just be smart about it. We blew it last year. We weren't aggressive enough in the free agency last year. We brought in one guy that they thought was going to be the answer, and obviously he wasn't. We brought in some linebackers.
Appreciate it, Cage Match.
They played admirably, I will say that. They played okay. But we need to make an impact in free agency, but be smart about it. Don't get strapped into stupid contracts. So mine is smart free agency. And don't just go out to get players because we need holes. We need to fill certain holes. Make sure they're going to be able to fill that hole, not just fill out a spot on the roster because we need another offensive tackle. So we're just going to get it. Oh, look, we went and got offensive tackles. No, give me a guy that's going to be a regular, either a legit backup for depth or a guy that could come in and push some of our own starters out. Mm-hmm. If that's what happens, that's what happens. But be smart.
I like that one. 4. I like that one.
Thank you.
It all kind of works in conjunction with what we've been saying this whole time too. Is like,
I want to go back to Money Chuck's thing real quick because that's why I didn't push his. But here it is. Big wish is we don't have short arms.
Appreciate you, Anthony.
Let's see, if we have to overpay for Lindenbaum or another quality free agent piece, we absolutely need to. Last free agent, Spytech blew it, and that's why I didn't put your question up fully right away because I knew this was going to kind of lead into what I was saying for my number 4. And I agree with you. If there's one person that we're going to have to break the bank for to bring in, then it might, in all honesty, and you're not going to see me cry about it, is Lindenbaum. We bring him in, that's a major piece to this puzzle that's going to help propel this team going forward. That's my honest-to-God opinion right now. And if we do get him, then you best put JPJ at left guard with Miller at left tackle. That left side is solid as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
You just run the living shit out of Genty. That's it. Now we're cooking with gas, man. Seriously. Now we just poured gas on this bonfire and light this son of a bitch up because that's something going forward. So I agree with Money Chuck. If we're going to overspend, that better be why.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Don't be bringing in has-beens and washed up pieces of shit. Go ahead, your turn, number 4.
So I'm going to have number 4 and number 5. They kind of work a little bit in together, but I'm going to say them separately for now. But my number 4 is address the Max Crosby trade situation. The reason I say this is because Max Crosby has been arguably our face of our franchise since his second or third year in the league. He is one of the last Oakland Raiders. He, in my opinion, has been probably the most symbolic of this Raiders organization for this new generation. He is what I think everybody can agree on is what the Raiders once symbolized, and the grit, tenacity, effort, all of that kind of stuff for a new generation. And I think, to me, like, the reason why I say is address it is because Max Crosby is what you want this Raiders organization to be. Just his personality, the way that he bleeds silver and black, and the fact that we constantly are in kind of trade situations and limbos with him is kind of insulting to the Raiders organization and the fan base. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree with that, and I understand it. But the fact that we are constantly trying to, or the media is trying to constantly trade away our best player in the past couple of seasons, and the fact that, this is who we want our franchise to be like and resemble, it just doesn't make sense. And someone said it earlier too. I don't know if I can find it. I think it was Don't Trip though. Oh right, yeah, it was. It says you don't trade good players away. Keep Max.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't there like 4 former Raiders in the playoffs currently? And unless they offer something crazy, and I completely agree with what he said there. Unless they're giving something completely franchise changing, like what the Bears did for Khalil Mack, 3 first-rounders, which we of course dropped the ball on. But if it's something completely altering like that, then you of course you pull the trigger on that. But in my opinion, I think Max is worth more as a Raider than he is for some other team, because to me that's what Raider Nation kind of resembles with the Raiders organization. When you see silver and black, and when you think of like the all-time greats, with that had the tenacity that Max Crosby has right now, like Alzado and Howie Long. Obviously, he can't get away with stuff that they did back then. But I think, kind of changing it for the new generation now, I think trading Max Crosby away is a bad look as an organization. But kind of piggybacking off of that, and you said this for your number 3. I think my number 5 is create a culture that Raider fans can be proud of. And you kind of hit the head on this one too earlier with was, I think, your number 3 or your number 4. But to me, it's the Raiders right now as an organization has kind of been hanging their hat on.
Yeah, match the attitude one.
Exactly. That one. Yeah. The Raiders as an organization can have been relying on the mystique that they've once had. And that mystique hasn't been around for the past over 20 years. They need to create a new kind of culture. And I'm not saying they have to be completely different from what we've had in the past, but we have to have something that we as fans, as an organization, can be proud of. And I think it all comes down to everything that we've said on this wish list. It starts from the top. Everyone needs to be on the same page. Commit to being a rebuilding team or a contending team. Getting our head coach that we can rely on for the next 10 plus years. Addressing the quarterback position for the future. Everything that we've said, you and I so far, is all coincides with creating the culture that the Raiders need moving forward from here, that we as fans can be proud of, and that the organization can be proud of as well. And to me, to bring it back to our number 4 is, I don't think we should trade Max Crosby.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would agree with Ja Raider. If Mac was traded under Spy Tech, I bet we get better drafts.
Oh, 1,000%.
I think we would have made better decisions. I think so. Just real quick, an update on the game. Ole Miss is up 27-24 with a minute 55 to go in the fourth quarter. Or actually, in the whole game. There's a flag right now on Ole Miss, so gave Miami a first down. Miami's got the ball right now. That's kind of funny because wait to hear what my number 5 is. What's up, Chewy? What's up, Roy? Let's see. Kay Adams is the devil. Her seductive eyes and porno voice.
I agree, Cage Match. I agree.
I can't stand her now. I liked her when I first started watching Good Morning Football.
Mm-hmm.
But once she left and Jamie Erdahl came in, I love Jamie Erdahl. I think she's awesome. She's a true sports person. You know, Kay Adams is just a clout chaser, in my opinion. It's just, I just don't like her. Yeah, we'll see. And Nate might have swayed my vote on that. Not that I have a vote to say whether we find her.
Right.
I don't care if Max stays or leaves. The compensation needs to be right, though. Absolutely. That's the whole point. Crazy how Cliff left Ole Miss, and if they win a championship, this will be a bad look on him. Like, damn, I could have won it. Yeah, I think I don't know if the team would have played the same for him, to be honest with you.
I doubt it.
I think they've got a chip on their shoulder with what's his name taking over the team. I'll tell you what. Kudos to these kids, man. Not missing a beat with this guy. I think they're better.
They might be.
Yeah, I think. Well, you know what it is. I think they're trying to prove a point. Is what it really comes down to. You know?
Agreed.
And I guess some of the other coaching staff left to go to LSU now too. So like some of them aren't even there. So they were talking about before this game started. So some of the other coaches had to be switched around, and you know they had to bring in guys. And so I mean they don't even have the same coaching staff they had when Lane Kiffin was here. It's all been switched around.
Yeah.
My number 5, and then we'll end this little segment on this. So my wish number 5 and the final wish of this evening: tell the truth. Tell the truth, Raider organization, meaning Mark Davis, Tom Brady, Spy Tech. If it's a rebuild, say it's a rebuild. If it's a reset, commit to it, but admit it. If it's a retool, prove it, but prove it fast. Hope isn't a plan. Honesty is. So be honest with us as the fans. Don't sugarcoat shit. Don't be wishy-washy. Pete Carroll came in here saying, I'm not here to develop players. I'm here to win games. Well, that aged like a glass of open-aired milk in the middle of the summer. So that was a bad choice of words on his part because he couldn't compete or commit to what he did. So the team was awful under his direction. Let's not have a repeat of this. So let's not have a repeat and no compete. That turned into compost. So tell the truth. Rebuild, say it, admit it, and then we'll step forward from there. So just remember, folks, 2026 doesn't need to be flashy and shiny and look what we got as our number 1. It needs to be correct. That's what it needs to be. 2026 does not need to be flashy and Vegas lights and all the glitz and glamour that comes with Vegas. It just needs to be correct. So you've got one shot at this. You've got the overall number 1 pick. Make the right choices. Get your shit together. Everybody on the same page. And let's see what we can do in 2026. Because this is going to set us up, or it's going to continue to fail for us if it's not done right, or if it's done right. So that concludes our Raiders 2026 wish list going into the season. We'll revisit this.
Oh, 1000%.
At the end of the season, because then this time next year we'll have our 2027 Raiders wish list. Regardless of how good we are or how bad we are, we're going to do this again. So we're going to try to make this an annual thing. But we will revisit how our wish list went. You know, were we on point? Did our wish get granted? Or do we suck at making wishes? And Did you not have your fingers crossed when you said you wish?
Right, exactly.
I didn't have mine crossed, so I'm kind of fucked. So
You gotta end it with the song again. You gotta end it with the song again.
yes, sir. So we're gonna play a little music for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings our 2026 Raiders wish
It's
list.
time for the wish list game. It's time for the wish list game.
And just like
There you
that, the
go.
background changed too. Boom. Well, we've already talked about the head coach. Like what we can. I guess we can bring up. Do you have that list? No, I can just pull it up here. Oh shit! No, I can't. Oh, I can just read it off. So, nope, not that one. Ready connection. Here it is. So these are the teams right now. There's 8 teams in the NFL. So basically 1/4 of the NFL is looking for brand new coaches. And it's Arizona, Atlanta, Baltimore, Cleveland, Las Vegas, Miami, New York Giants, and Tennessee. So I'm going to ask a question to you, Nate, and I'm going to ask the chat. And don't be biased, any of you. Think with your football cap, not your Raider cap right now. Out of those 8 teams, which team do you think is the most intriguing or interesting team for a head coach to really push to get that job?
To me personally, I think it's between 2 teams. And it's either Baltimore or the Giants. To me, Baltimore has obviously had a proven roster. They have a former 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. You have Derrick Henry. You have the pieces to go and possibly contend in the very near future. So that's why I would say Baltimore. But if you're in it for the long haul, I think the Giants have the foundational pieces to continue to build what could potentially be a very good football team in the very near future with Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Abdul Carter. Who am I missing? There's one. Oh, Cam Scadaboo and Brian Burns. Like that right there was 6 people off the top of my head, and at very, very critical positions that you don't even have to worry about. So that right there, I think, is why I would give the edge to the Giants as of right now. But Baltimore and New York for sure are the 2 that I think are the most interesting.
I think they're more. I kind of agree with both of those. To be honest with you, I think they're more ready for win now mode.
Yeah.
You know, the only Cleveland is still a ways away. They've got a heck of a defense. Their offense is still Tennessee, I think they got a ways to go yet.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, I think they got a ways to go. Arizona, same thing. When I look at this list, the only thing I think in ranking them in order, I would go Baltimore as the number 1, Giants being the number 2. I think we're number 3. Mm-hmm. But the only way that I would put us up at number 1 is because of the draft pick. Because of the draft pick, the tight end we have, the running back we have, Max Crosby, stadium, and that's pretty much about it at that point. You don't have what Baltimore has. They've got an established quarterback. You've got Derrick Henry on the damn team. You've got a good defense. You've got a good offensive line for now. New York, you've got a running back that was banged up. He'll be back healthy. You've got a rookie quarterback. You've got one heck of a defense. And if they don't go quarterback, which they're probably not, and they make their pick, they're probably going to go defense. And you look at some of the defensive players that are available in the early.
Like if they add Caleb Downs to that team,
they add Caleb Downs, or even Bain to that. Oh, good Lord! If they add Caleb Downs, come on, man.
That's so nasty.
Those are the 2 most ready teams right now for a coach to step in that can work with those offensive players and defensive players and actually have an impact in that division. I'm telling you, the Giants are going to be better than you think they are if they get the right coach there. The Giants are ready. Baltimore, I don't know. Lamar Jackson is the one for me. So I honestly don't think, even with my Raider hat on, I don't think we're the top choice right now.
No, I don't think so either.
Not at all. We've got too many holes to fill. We've got a proven track record that we can't hold our shit together.
Commitment issues.
We're sloppy as an organization, which reads back into our wish list in a way. To be honest, be truthful, commit and all that. We've been too sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick. Oh, my touchdown, 18 seconds. About 30 to 27, 18 seconds.
Oh, the U scored?
Yep. Carson Beck, 3-yard run.
There you go.
I'm surprised. Well, Aunt Six is probably watching this because I'm surprised he didn't come in here and give us the
1,000%.
The U. If we're still on by the time the game's over, he'll be in. Don't Trip says it's the Raiders best attractive. Prove me wrong. I just proved you wrong. Sorry. I think Nate did too. See, even Savage says the Giants. Dixon says the Giants, then the Ravens. Ravens could be a double-edged sword. Yeah. Brock Bowers and Genty, salary cap, number 1 pick. Come on. That's right. Yeah, we do have the better salary cap too. But we just don't. Dude, the offensive line alone, if they can't get the free agent pieces in, that's the other thing. The players have to want to come here too.
Mm-hmm.
So go with that. We're kind of starting from scratch almost. Baltimore's number 1 with Lamar. The Giants are a close second. I still say the Giants are number 1. I'll go back to what I say. We are that far if we can get. We are not that far if we can get the right coach. Not saying. Taxes is going to make a big difference. Well, it's an indoor stadium, so that makes a huge difference. But the other one too is
your microphone is kind of cutting out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
I just had a little hiccup. The other talk too is a lot of people say, well, some coaches probably don't want to move to Vegas. Uproot their family, move to Vegas. The Vegas schools, everything else that comes with being in Vegas. I'm like, well, they don't have to live in Vegas. They can live on the outskirts somewhere. Whatever. Ravens are in that win now mode, but it's a win or bust mode. They need a coach that can handle the expectations that Harbaugh set. It's a high bar. It is a high bar. And I think that's the big thing right there. We can't have somebody come in and outbid us for Kubiak.
I think the only ones that would be able to is probably the Giants.
That's the one team that scares me.
Yeah.
It really is. Yep. This has been a great game, even on mute. Yeah, dude, I got my TV muted too. It's sitting right in next to me. I'm looking right at it. All right, so let's watch the last 18 seconds. So Ole Miss has the ball, 18 seconds to go. Wow, Chambliss just threw a completion to the 50-yard line. Ole Miss has 1 timeout.
How many are they down?
They need a touchdown. They're down by 4.
They need a touchdown.
Yep. They just downed it. He just spiked the ball. So it's 2nd and 10, 11 seconds to go. This 31-27 is the score right now. So, yeah, they need the 6. The field goal ain't going to do shit. 11 seconds. All right. Ready to snap the ball again. I just want to watch this. I don't want to miss what's going to happen here because if he throws one, oh, my God. It's back to pass and completion over the middle of the field, 5. Oh,
the clock stops. The clock stops in college.
Oh, it does? I didn't know that. Until
for first down. For first downs.
No shit. Well, they got the ball down to the 35-yard line. It's doable. I mean, I know it's they're playing like a prevent defense here, basically. So, I mean, they were giving up the bigger plays, but they were keeping them in the middle of the field so the clock wouldn't stop. You just go through the chat here. I saw a short video about trading back. Oh, Who are you expecting to be the QB? In all honesty, guy that's playing right now, the guy that's actually on the field with the ball, Chambliss. So it hasn't been his best game, but it's Miami. Miami's defense been playing fucking everybody tough. I would trade back out of that number one and do that because we can get more value, meaning we can get more players to fill some of these holes we need, where we won't have to go out and get 1,000,001 free agents that may or may not work out. Granted, I know draft picks may or may not work out, but the percentage chances of your, an extra first round pick not making the team or having an impact are a little bit in our favor.
Yeah.
All right, 6 seconds to go. Lined up now. He's no, we just called the timeout.
Probably the U.
Yeah, they did. They just took their final timeout. Ole Miss took theirs too. So let's see. Rafa's announced. What's up, Rafa? Don't Trip says, I don't think Ravens are the most attractive. What if Harbaugh was masking Lamar's issues? True. Propaganda need.
No, I don't want Carson Beck as number one.
Well, while we're kind of watching this, Nate, enlighten me as to why you don't think Mendoza's the number one.
Oh my gosh. So to me,
college ball, so I respect your opinion on things. So I don't watch it enough to sit there and say, "Oh, we don't want him."
To me, I think that his supporting cast is just it's too much that he doesn't shine as a prospect. Like, we're not looking at the team success. We're not looking at everything around him. We're looking at the quarterback as a prospect. And to me, he just doesn't scream number one overall pick. Like, I said it yesterday that, being my own kind of devil's advocate, that we've kind of been blessed with the absolute crazy athletic freaks that we've had recently at the quarterback position. But it sounds like something happened in the game. I'm not watching this, so I don't know, actually.
I'm waiting. Yeah, they just called it. He threw a Hail Mary into the left corner of the end zone. It got knocked away at the last second. So the U wins 31-27. That's too bad, man. I wanted to see Ole Miss win. I wanted to see Chambliss keep playing. I wanted to see more from this kid. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
No, it's all good because the game that I was watching, it's super delayed, so I'm barely getting it right now.
Oh, how is there not pass interference? Holy shit! Oh man, that should be a read. Oh my god, that play should not have even happened.
That's crazy. I just seen it right now. I just seen it right now. Yeah,
I'm right here on the shoulder pad pulling him. That's not a flag. I told you. Look who just popped in the chat. You got lucky on 6, but thank you for the $2 super chat, my guy. The U, let's go Miami Hurricanes. Let's go through you. That should have been a pass interference on that, man. I'm not going to lie.
That is hilarious.
That should not have ended on that play. Yeah, massive. That's right, Raider Nation.
Oh, my God.
Interference. Right? Did that get not called or what?
Oh, my God.
Biggest pass interferences I think I've ever seen.
He pulled him down before the ball even got to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What the fuck? Damn.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a shitty way for it to end.
Yeah, that sucks.
Carson
Beck is
running
running all over the field.
Hey, he had that touchdown run to seal the game for them.
If we end up drafting Fernando Mendoza, I hope I'm wrong, honestly. I really do. If that happens, if Fernando becomes a Raider, which I'm really gearing up to be because I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I hope he proves me wrong. I really do.
Well, on 6, congrats on your U winning. So they play what a week from this Monday night, right? The 19th, I think it is.
Something like that.
This coming Monday, right? The 19th. So that's right. They get a full week off. Yeah, right?
Wow.
Should have stolen
no, really, though.
Yeah. Unbelievable. What an ending.
If you told me in the beginning of the year that Miami was going to go to the national championship game, I would have told you you're crazy.
Indiana about to put 40 on Miami. They got to win tomorrow night.
They got to get past Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's no joke. Indiana had like 7 4 to 5-star recruits when everyone else on the final 4 teams in the playoffs averaged 27. Indiana's good, man, but they could run into a buzzsaw tomorrow night. It's gonna be a good game, man. He does.
I'm 15. Yeah.
You know who else did too? Hunter Renfrow, man. Even Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers looks older than what he is. It's that whole receding hairline thing. It's like, dude, just shave it off, man. Just
he needs to shave
it off. Go around your head. Just be a man and shave that shit off. All right, so where were we? I'm kind of lost my spot now with what we were doing. We were talking head coach search. My favorite, in all honesty, right now is still Kubiak. He's the one I would prefer the most. Are you on that same page?
He said, "Little known fact: Hunter Renfrow is Bauer's dad."
He is. They do look alike, I will say.
They have the same hairline.
Just that Brock's a little bit more muscular than Renfrow. Renfrow looks like a high school teacher.
That's funny.
That doesn't coach the football team.
Can you imagine Nate with the receding hairline? Hopefully not soon.
So who is I don't know if I already asked you this. Is Kubiak your odds-on favorite? Or?
No, I would like Michael LaFleur. He's the offensive coordinator from the Rams.
I won't cry over either one, to be honest with you. I think either one of those two is the head coach, but I seriously would not be opposed to having Mike McDaniel come in as the OC.
I would love that, honestly. Him or Dabble, I would love either of those guys.
I think I would take
McDaniel
over him.
I would prefer McDaniel too over Dable.
I think McDaniel is one of those guys that's a great coordinator, not so good of a head coach. He had a couple of good runs in Miami, but he just can't sustain a team. That's the problem. I mean, injuries kind of hurt him too, but Tua with all those concussions didn't help his cause either, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like I understood the direction that he was trying to go with Miami. It's just the execution wasn't done great. That's the problem. Who was I? I was gonna Google something real quick, but I don't remember what. Oh.
Shit. I lost my spot here. Give me a second.
What I wanted to Google was how disciples of the Sean McVay coaching tree has fared so far in the NFL. Who has Sean McVay basically produced as a coach and other head coaching spots? The first one that comes up is Zach Taylor with the Bengals, and Zach Taylor has had some pretty successful seasons in Cincinnati. He, of course, is having kind of some trouble right now with the Bengals. But he's been pretty successful.
You want to bring him in as a hit? You want to bring him in as?
No. I'm saying this is because Mike LaFleur is the offensive coordinator for the Rams. Yeah. I wanted to see who else has came from the Sean McVay coaching tree and has produced as head coaches elsewhere in their head coaching jobs. So the first person that comes up is Zach Taylor. So he's done very well in Cincinnati. The second one is Matt LaFleur. He is the head coach for the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers have been very good under his control as well. The next one, I think a lot of us probably can agree that we're not going to like, but that's Brandon Staley. He's a great defensive coordinator, but gosh, he was a terrible head coach with the Chargers. Terrible. And I kind of wish that we didn't beat them so bad that they had to fire him.
Do
Go
you
ahead.
think he's going to get fired if they lose this weekend?
Who?
Matt LaFleur in Green Bay.
Oh, honestly, maybe. Honestly, maybe.
But do you give him another head coaching job right away?
No, I don't think so.
Unfortunately, I think Harbaugh will get a head coaching job just because of what he's done in Baltimore. I mean, he's a proven winner.
Oh, yeah.
About it.
For sure.
He's a guy that he's not going to have to revert back to like being a DC or anything like that. He'll
No.
walk into another head coaching job without a
No,
doubt.
I completely agree.
To answer Raider Nation's question, does McDaniel get another head? I don't think he steps into another head coaching job right away.
I don't think so either.
He doesn't have the same stature or resume as like Harbaugh does. I think he has to change his game and go back to being an OC and build that reputation up again.
No, I agree with that.
Being a head coach. That's just my opinion. I don't know if Nate feels the same way, but that's my take on Josh McDaniel.
No, I completely agree with what you just said.
Oh, wait a minute. Josh McDaniel. Never mind.
No, not Josh McDaniel.
Mike
Oh,
McDaniel.
wait.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate these guys with the same last name bullshit. It's like, fuck. Yeah, either way, he still doesn't. No, Josh McDaniels ain't getting another fucking head coaching job anyway. I don't see that happens unless they win Super Bowls back to back to back to back to back.
Mhm.
Even that, I'd be highly fucking suspect on him. Had rumors that Packers would fire Matt if he loses.
I can see it happening.
Be impressive this year. I'm sorry. I mean, if you lose to the Bears, I mean, if you lose to the Cleveland Browns at the end of the season type of thing, or the fucking Jets, yeah, okay, I get that. And you're the Packers with what you've got, yeah, I can see that being an issue. But don't forget, man, even if they lose to the Bears, they lost Micah Parsons a long time ago, so that had a huge impact on their defense too. So that changed that team. Sean McDermott is a must-win, or he is fired. Oh, Buffalo? Yeah, probably. So yeah, we were talking about. I guess the next banner was the 23 pending free agents. I mean, we kind of covered that last night, so I don't know if we're going to really get into that one right now.
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, there's a lot of these guys that we're not going to want to bring back.
Yeah,
There's
for
some
sure.
that we do want to bring back for sure, But I guess the other thing too is the realistic free agents. I think everybody's in agreement on the number one that we need to go for. And I'll let you say the name.
Linderbaum.
Yeah. I mean that's gotta be priority number one. As soon as that head coach is signed and he gets his coordinators, the day free agency opens up, boom. Somebody should. I don't know if we can't talk ahead of time because that'd be like tampering, I guess. But as soon as the coaches solidified, that's got to be Spytek's first piece of business is get us Linderbaum. It doesn't matter how much. Obviously don't pay him like $30 million because you could probably get him for like just a hair of the 20 or around 20. I think his market value was like 17.
Okay.
So I don't care if we overpay him by $3 million. If that's enough to entice him to come here, tax free for the state and everything, and he seriously wants to take the job, sign that contract, fat boy. Let's go. Get your ass over here. Because I just think that would just, man, you'll see me, and I'm a big dude, and I got no dexterity or flexibility. You'll see me try and do a backflip if we get him. I would be so freaking happy. I don't drink anymore, but I would probably be as close to being like 805 after we re-signed Adam Butler. That would just make me so goddamn happy because that would just address my biggest concern is that offensive line. Oh, man. I may actually cry if that actually happens. What's up, Nada? How you doing, brother?
What's
That's
up,
how much
man?
I want the guy, man. That's how much I think he means to what this team can build for the future. You start there. He's a young dude. He's only 24, 25 years old. He's young. Get him now while he's still in his prime and not even really hitting his prime. He's still infantile in terms of offensive lineman. He's a guy that could be here for a long time. I'm just so excited. What do you think the Raiders hire a head coach? Well, again, most of the good ones are still in the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
ones that are playing this weekend or the ones that have a bye week, like Seattle, that's why we can do a virtual with Kubiak.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else, if they're still in the playoffs, we can only talk to them via over the phone or Zoom meetings. We can't meet with them in person. So that really limits what's available, Good news about Linderbaum is he will test free agency because he got no new head coach. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing, too. The downside to that is could he follow wherever Harbaugh goes, too? If they've got a connection with each other. If Harbaugh ends up somewhere and they need a center and they've got the money. Well, Baltimore doesn't have the money. I think they're only like 10 mil over the cap or under the cap. So they don't have much money to throw at them. So they lose them. Afakasi, throw the bag to address the line. I don't care how much we spend there. Pay it. Absolutely. The road is clear for the draft. Just get our guy number one QB and nothing else. I agree to disagree, but that's okay. No. Hey, fuck, man. You did. I do a backflip. I know I'm going to fuck it. I'll end up landing on my head, snap my neck, and I'll just be sitting there like Stephen Hawkins trying to do podcasts. No need to get exactly. And that was my wish. One of my wishes on my 5 wish list that Nate and I just ran through. It was just be smart. Be smart. Maybe.
I can see that.
But you know that we're not going to hire a head coach before. We're not going to hire an OC or a DC first. We got to get the head coach first. That's probably priority number one. Afakasi, I don't know if you heard me earlier. Are you back home now, or are you still here in the States? I mean, as far as free agents, that's the only one I'm left. That's the only one I'm really hoping for. After that, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a preference after him. I mean, there's no quarterbacks worth the shit. Wide receivers weak. The only one that's out there that I'd be somewhat interested in is Pickens from Dallas, but we don't want a locker room issue, and he's a locker room issue guy.
I think him in Vegas in general, I don't know if that would work.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, what's out there, then I'd have to start looking at defensive tackles, edge rushes, someone that can complement Max a little bit, because I don't see Kuntz coming back next year. I'm fine with Snowden staying. I really don't have a problem with him because I think when he got out there, he stepped up. Linebackers for sure, man. We got to figure out what we're doing there. And that's why trading out of that number one spot and going and getting a guy like Chambliss, even though we lost today, he still played all right. He still played pretty damn good this entire season too.
Yeah.
So, oh damn, Afakasi's still here. God damn. Yeah, you want to come in for a few minutes? We're at the hour and 40 mark. I mean, we're going to cut it at 2 hours, basically. Yeah, I can. You cool with that, Nate?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
No, Afakasi, Nate just said, fuck him. I don't want him on here. Hang on. I'll send you the link in Insta. I'm going to find him on here. There he is. Yeah, it's in Instagram, Afakasi. I just sent it to you. Because the only other thing I had was that was it. Actually, I didn't have anything else on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine if the audio shit. That's cool. I don't care. What's up, Rick Bears? If they don't seriously address the O line, doesn't matter if Prime Rich Gannon is. Yeah, exactly. This offensive line this year, it doesn't matter any quarterback, past, present, future. Nobody would have played well behind this line. Absolutely nobody. Someone proved me wrong, because the only one that might have possibly even had a chance of being somewhat successful, only because he could run so damn well, would have been like a Michael Vick.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't even imagine anybody else back there. Anybody else would get killed. Just as bad as Junior did. Yeah, that was the last banner I had, because we already did the Q&A, the what do you call it? The wish list.
To answer Rorschach, I think he was asking if there's going to be any more video game live streams. I will be getting some more live streams, video game live streams. Pretty soon, now that the season is over, I can kind of concentrate more on doing, live streams on my days off and stuff like that. I think that would be fun to get back into. I've been lacking on the Los Angeles Legends. I want to get back into to that season there. So I know everybody's probably wondering about that.
What I was going to say. Yeah, I'm sure once Afakasi, if he ever goes home, we'll get back to the Tecmo Bowl games again, too. Now that we're
that would be fun.
Yeah, still, I can't reach it. It's up on the higher shelf. I can't reach it without getting up. Still got my Vegemite. It's right above me. I open it up and just smell it every once in a while, just to remind me how nasty it is. So when I do play, it's like, it just makes me want to play better. Yeah, Raider Pete, this was a good game, man. This was a really good game, right down to the wire. We'd spent some money, and every other pick should be online. Exactly. What's up, SoCal? Yeah. Well, I've said this. If we had just an average offensive line, Genty's stats would have been crazy. And they were good for a rookie with such a shitty offensive line. He led all rookies.
Yeah.
Here he is. Oh, shit. I got to change the view. There we go. What's up, brother?
What up, dog?
What's going on, Gay? How are we?
All right, you?
Oh, your audio's not even bad.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh, really? It's not staticking or anything?
Not right now, no.
Sound good.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
What you think of shit? So, dude, you're still here? I thought you were only supposed to be here for like 2 weeks or something. You don't want to leave, do you?
I ain't fucking leaving.
No?
I ain't fucking leaving.
Are you seriously staying, or?
No, I will be leaving next Wednesday. So
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, I've been here longer than I anticipated and intended, but you know what? I love it here, and I'm trying to make the most of it while I'm here. So,
are you in Vegas or are you in LA?
No, I'm back in LA now. So
okay,
yeah,
got it. Have you done like Disneyland and stuff like that?
I've done a few things here and there. Don't you worry, my friend. But I haven't done Disneyland.
No.
Enjoying the side. He's got some ladies of the evening, then, is what he's trying to say. If he's not saying he went to Disneyland, then he did something else.
Well, I was in Vegas last weekend for the game, so there was that.
There you go.
Hey, at least you got. You know what? I'm glad you were able to get into the game on Sunday. At least you guys got to see the final game, and it was a win. So that made your trip worth it, I'm sure, too. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, I was so scared I was going to leave here 0-3. I was like, oh, God. And it was really bad because going into the game, I was so conflicted and I hated it. You know what I mean? I felt like I was betraying my fandom, the thought of wanting us to lose for this, to secure the number 1 draft pick. Because I've always said, you know, I'm never going to not be happy if my Raiders win. You know what I'm saying? So to be in that position, it was just I felt like I was kind of contradicting myself and betraying myself a little bit. So when they announced that the Giants won, I was just like, oh my God. Like the weight of the world just come off my shoulders being able to root for the Raiders to win again.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
I thought
it makes you appreciate the day even more, because now you're not just there waiting for us to lose so we get the first pick. It's like
Right.
now you can actively cheer for the team, and other fans that want the number one pick aren't looking at you going, "What the hell are you doing?"
Right.
You're gonna get that.
right.
If there were so many people that were divided that wanted us to win, and then others that didn't want us to win.
Right.
So at least
And
now
then as soon as the Giants won, it just everything just went out the window, and everybody had such a good time, and even the Chiefs fans that were at the stadium had a good time. Everything was very cordial, everyone was just. You are from the down under shouldn't the video feed me. What should I put it like that?
There you go.
But yeah, the way they won as well, like I thought they botched it for a minute in typical Raider fashion, but Carlson coming back at the end with a 60-yard field goal. That was good to watch. Like it was good for them to finish on a high after such a season of misery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. And again, Carlson, of all kicks for him to finally hit, he hits a 60-yarder when he's missed chip shots throughout the season, and he goes out there and tries a 60-yarder and he hits it. I'm like,
to be fair with Carlson, like he went through he went through a big lull, but since that LA game, he's actually been, found his mojo again, and it was good to see. I don't believe he's missed any kicks since then, right?
Don't think he's what?
I don't think he's missed any kicks since the LA game. Like when I watched him play in LA.
You know what? It's a good question.
So it's good to see Carlson, that guy who was heavily criticized, kind of find his mojo again, even though it really didn't matter per se. But I don't know. It was good to see the Carlson of old, not the Carlson of lately, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Later.
definitely.
Have a good night. Thanks for being here tonight, brother. Appreciate you.
Take care, Russia.
Dixon Slater said and get him a green card.
Well, man, Dixon, what's going on, Doc?
Well, I mean, I saw the picture.
I will be back.
Well, yeah, we got to play Tecmo Bowl once you get back home. You got to start that up. No, I saw the pictures that Leo had up and stuff that you posted on Facebook. With you guys all together, so that's good. I mean, you got to see Leo a couple of different times. Actually, we're right there to watch Brian Fowler. Like the touch that must have been so
right there
too. That for him to be honored to do that, that's huge.
I got to be honest. I don't really know that guy as much as what most others do. But I was humbled to meet I met him. He was a cool guy. But I was humbled to meet your boy Q. He's a guy I listen to a lot on Spotify. That podcast he does. Was it the Nothing But Raiders podcast?
It's Locked On Raiders.
Locked On Raiders podcast. That's it. My bad. It was nice to meet him and a lot of others, but it was good to actually kick it in the tailgate. That was the funnest thing for me, the tailgate experience. It was definitely a lot better than the last time I was at Vegas for the game.
So, and this was your first time in the Legion too. Was this season when you got out there, right?
Yes. So I've done my Mount Everest per se. My Mount Everest was Oakland, LA, Allegiant. And now that I've done all three, I feel like I've conquered my Mount Everest. So
yeah. And again, the first game you went to at Allegiant, the fact that you got on the field too, that was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
Your face.
That was a real surprise. I didn't know because I was actually making a beeline to go meet. Shout out to Raquel, Raider Love, and a few others at the front there. And then I get a text from someone Raider asking me if I was there, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm here," because I met him in LA, and he was like, "Well, dude, can you meet me at the front? I got a surprise for him." Okay. And that's when everything happened. It was just such a blur, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't expecting it. It was a once in a lifetime experience, and I'm very humbled to be able to.
I mean, on his video when he's like, when you're looking at the phone, talking and everything, you could see it on your face. You look like a little kid Christmas morning almost look like you're ready to have a tear in your eye. You just look so so excited to be there. And I mean, again, for you, it's how often do you get a chance to come to the States and do what you've done? You've seen more games in one season than I've seen in the last few seasons. I've been to 2 games this season. That's the first time I've ever gone to 2 games in one season. And it's been a long time since the Raiders came here. So it's been years since I've seen the Raiders play live in person. You did it 3 times within a month. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you that you were able to do that, man. That was just awesome.
It's been a very humbling experience, and you only really got one life to live, right? And I'm just trying to do the best I can to maximize every moment that I've been here. I didn't plan to go to Vegas. I went there twice. I didn't plan to stay this long, but here I am. And I wanted to maximize as much as I can, doing as much as I can with my Raiders brothers and sisters. Because as you know, when I'm home, I'm alone. I got nobody. Nobody loves the Raider football and is as passionate as me. I've got nobody to talk to except for you guys online. And to be here amongst my people, you know what I mean? And I appreciate that. No, I just eat big. I got the Samoan genetics. But that was the best thing for me. It's just not feeling like I'm alone all the time. There's like-minded people who love Raider football and are as passionate about Raider football as me. Like, you guys are around it a lot, whereas me, I'm not. So, yeah, it's been great.
Now, Nate, did you guys get to meet up at the
Yeah,
LA
we
game?
see.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You one of the pitches with them. That's right.
At the LA Takeover. We met at the LA Takeover. So yeah,
that was a surprise. I didn't expect. I knew a few others were going to be there, but I didn't expect you to be there. So that was good to.
Yeah,
see,
I wasn't planning on going. But I had just got off work, and I'm glad too. I got to see you and On, and we Raiders. So that was dope.
Yeah, I caught up with On again. That was good. But yeah, the takeover. I was having so much fun at that takeover event. I wanted to stay, but shout out to Raider Ben. I promised Ben that night I will not skip out on dinner with him and the gang, no matter what. So that's why I had to leave. So yeah,
that's funny because I seen Ben the next day too at the game, and he was telling me about how you guys got stuck in the elevator.
Shout out to Raider Ben. If you go check out his channel and go watch that live, it's hilarious. It wasn't hilarious at the time. It fucking sucked. I hated it. It was very anxiety inducing, and it was the thinnest elevator ever. Like, funny that we had to get stuck in the most. Most elevators are like a cube, like a square. Now, picture that, but a third of that. So, like the rectangle third, that was the size of the elevator. That's why Nate skipped out on it, and there was 6 of us stuck in there. It sucked.
Yeah, wasn't it just like another couple in there that you guys didn't know or something too? Oh
No, that was Willie Wayne and his wife.
It's Willie. That's what it was. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, shout out to Willie Wayne. Because he was waiting for us at Wingstop. We were all drunk. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty hard too. We were carrying on out this name, and then oh shit, I got a phone call. I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah.
All right, family.
Yeah, Nutty Nate was with them too.
I'm glad he was able to come and have all the experiences as possible, like you said, maximize everything, because he only like you said, how often does he come out here? Like that's almost never happens, and the fact that he's staying as long as he possibly can and experiencing everything, like from LA to Vegas and then back over here in LA, like that's awesome. I'm glad he's able to do all of it.
Yeah, I am too. Last time he came out here was the last home game in Oakland.
Yeah.
So that was Jacksonville, and that was what, 2019, right? 2019.
Yeah, 19.
Oh yeah.
Because they moved to Vegas in 20.
This was a whole different experience for him this time because, he spent a lot of time in LA, got to go to Vegas, and, it was just cool to see all the interactions he was able to have with everybody with the different pitches. And, it's like, man, it's like, if there was one time I wish I could have gotten out there, because, I mean, obviously I'd love nothing more than to than to hang with Afakasi and everything. So it's like,
Mhm.
it sucks living on this side of the country. I wish I could have been out there to hook up with him, because God knows when the next time he's going to be able to get out here. I know my chances of going to Australia are like next to none. I can't handle
like
that.
I keep saying, Jeff, if I can find a way to go 10,000 miles across the ocean, then you can find a way to come and meet me in LA.
Dude, I couldn't.
Vegas.
Wouldn't be able to do it, man. I couldn't. That would just
Yeah, you can. Where there's a will, there's a way.
24 hours? Hell no.
They'd have to put
No,
him
not to
under.
Australia. I'm staying to meet us next time I come here in LA or in Vegas.
Well, if I know that ahead of time, then I would make that happen for sure.
Yeah,
It's just
that's all good, man. I get it. We all got lives and responsibilities in that. It's not easy, including.
Yeah.
I've got about another few minutes, and then I got a jet. I got my dinner's coming soon. So
like you were able to do everything you did. Like, that's not the first time you met Raider Ben, was it? In person?
yeah, it was.
Oh,
First time
that's
I met him.
too.
Yeah. He is as advertised. I love that guy.
Oh,
He is. What you see is what you get in real life.
yeah, for sure.
I love that guy. He's a character.
Okay,
What's
what is your favorite non-Raider experience you've had so far while you've been out here? Vegas? Just experiencing all of, the strip and stuff like that?
Vegas, I won a little bit on gambling. That was a good memory. And having Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, that's awesome.
With shout out to Dirty Raider. That was really awesome. If that counts as non-Raider related.
Oh yeah.
But everything Raider related trumps all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those two stand up for me.
I can already tell you right now what's probably the biggest thing to hit your wall is your multiple trips to the Raider image at the stadium.
That gets me all the time.
I was just there in Vegas. I was there in Vegas, and I told myself, you can't get any more stuff because I'm already overflowing with like 2 big suitcases full of clothes. One of them strictly Raider clothes, where I've already had to ditch some of my clothes that I came in with just to make room for that. And of course, on my last day in Vegas, I go to friggin' Raider Image and go on another binge there. Here we go again. So
just ship it,
figure out
FedEx or something. Just ship it home. Probably be cheaper
Yeah.
than what
I'll probably have to, but oh well. Laugh now, cry later, right? That's been my little motto the whole time I've been here. It's just make the most of everything, live for the moment, and that's why I posted here and there, but I haven't done any content. I haven't taken too many photos in that, because sometimes you just gotta put the camera down and just enjoy the experience. Just live life.
It's up here. It's up here that now. You know what I mean? That's a memory that only. So what if you don't take a picture of something that you find that you really liked? It's up here. Only you have that memory, that image in your head for the rest of your life. You're not sharing it with millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people or whatever. It's your own personal keepsake, basically. I get it. You're lost in the moment. You're doing things that you haven't done before, and you're having a blast. That's all that matters. You obviously made the best of this trip. There's no two ways about it.
I did. Like I said, you only got one life, one chance, and you got to maximize it. And I'm just lucky, and I hate to use that word, blessed to be in the position that I was in, to be able to do all these things that I always dreamed and envisioned that I would do again. And I said it a few times on the YouTube scene. You probably heard me say that I will be back. And I don't like to say things that I don't mean. I don't like to make promises I can't keep. But that was one that I always intended to keep. And I'm glad that I got to experience everything I wanted to and then some. So, yeah.
That's good. Let me ask you this. While you were in Vegas, did you get to the Hoover Dam? No?
I don't know what that is.
That's an awesome thing in itself, too.
It's just a dam. You're not missing anything.
No. Yeah. Did you ever take the tour of it?
Yeah, I have twice.
Can I be honest? Is it a dam?
It's a dam.
It's a dam. But
I don't give a damn.
My dinner's here. I've got to go, gang, so I've got to cut it
All right,
short.
family.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. LV, everybody in the chat. Take care. I'll catch you on the next one for sure.
All right, later,
All right,
brother.
brother.
Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. That's awesome. I'm glad he popped in.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's living it up while he's out here.
If I knew he was still in LA, I would have definitely hung out with him. I
No, you
gotta
wouldn't.
text him,
No, you wouldn't have.
bro. Yes, I would
Yeah.
have.
That way. So, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what the Raiders do from here on out. Obviously, we kind of have to wait when the playoffs are over. We can kind of just enjoy football as fans right now without having to do like evaluations and things like that. I don't know if I wanted to be put on the spot.
Yeah,
Mike.
well, it's your turn.
But I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the Raiders navigate this time of this franchise's history. So, and in my opinion, getting the number 1 pick is one of the possible turning points in this franchise's history. And I just hope that it's a turning point for the good, because again, we said it last year. I don't know how much worse that it can get from now. I really don't know how much worse it can get from now. 2 wins, 3 wins, max. That's kind of bottom of the barrel. So I'm hoping that this is the turning point for this Raiders franchise. This is a significant point in this organization's history, and it's only going to be up from here. I truly do believe that, but it's got to start now. And I do believe that Brady and Spytek and everyone involved are going to be doing their due diligence to be as involved and, balls to the wall with this head coaching hire. So, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see.
You said something that I can't say. I can't say because I said it at the end of the season last year. And that's why when you said it, luckily I wasn't on the screen because I sat here and went, oh.
Yep.
I was like, oh, don't say that. I can't say that it can't be worse than because it can. Because we thought that last year after a 4-win season, like, and I said it, well, I can't get much worse than what we are, so let's see what happens. Yeah, well, we won 1 less game than what we won last in 2024, so I'm not saying it. I'm just hoping for the best, and I am all for moving forward. And like I said in my wish list, just be smart about it. Be truthful and honest with the fans. If it's a rebuild, say it's a rebuild. If it's something different, say what it is. Let us know what your plan is. Is your plan to rebuild, or is it a tear it down and restart everything from scratch? Just be honest with the fans. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Don't pussyfoot dancing around shit. And again, do your due diligence. What's up?
We're terrible.
Do your due diligence. We're terrible. And just nail that head coach. And then, like I said, and the 1 pick's not a lottery ticket, folks. Use it and use it wisely. If you don't take the quarterback, you don't take the quarterback. And fans need to be patient again. I'm sorry. We can't be looking to fire the coach at the end of this upcoming season if he only wins 3 games again.
Yep.
You gotta have patience, because keep firing coaches and rehiring other coaches. It's no consistency. Nothing changes. We just look like another shit bum team year in and year out. See, if next year is worse, then Spytek will be unemployed and revoke Brady's ownership percentage. But they shouldn't, man. That's the whole point. I don't care if they have another shitty year that's coming yet. If we get rid of Spytek after this season because it's another bad year, what good is that doing? And if you get rid of the head coach, now everything's back starting over again. And you expect it to be better with a brand? No, you gotta give it time, man. So, thanks, Will. I like this hat. It's actually comfortable. It's
Sounds dope. I need to get one. I can't believe I don't have one.
Well, he gave me an option. He said I can either have this one or he had one gray one left, but I like the black hat. So I got nothing else. Nate, what do you got coming up? You got anything coming up?
Nothing coming up. I'll keep everybody posted on my Instagram, on YouTube, and everything when stuff is planned to come out. But right now it's just kind of just watching football as a fan, taking some time to really see what the Raiders do from here on out. Oh, actually, I do have a video planned though. I will be looking back at my season preview from this previous season, see where everything went wrong. So that's going to be very interesting. If you guys have watched that video, you know exactly how many wins I predicted the Raiders to get this year, and I was about 12 short. So
12 short.
Yeah.
At least I was a little closer. I predicted like the 8 to 9 win range.
Mm.
So, he said, "Late, let them know."
Yes, sir. Still in the works. Me and Raider Will show. Still in the works, trying to figure out, planning that out, but that should be fun too.
Will's cool to work with. Just be ready for the energy. It's Will.
I'm dead. That's too
Tell
funny.
me I'm lying, right? So, all right, real quick, everybody, don't forget @LVRated10 is his Facebook, his YouTube channel, his Instagram. Make sure you guys get over to his YouTube channel, hit the thumbs, hit the likes, hit
the sub
notifications, hit the subs. Show my guy some love, especially hit the notifications, because when he drops videos, you're gonna want to know. Because some of his videos are pretty damn good when he drops them. I enjoy them thoroughly. So make sure you guys give some love to my man over here. So as far as me, I've got my No Huddle show tomorrow night. It's the second installment. It's episode 2. I have no idea who's going to come on yet. We won't know until I start the chat. What fan of what team's coming in. Just a reminder, it's open to all fans of all the 32 teams in the NFL. So if you personally know someone that's a fan of a different team other than the Raiders, and they always talk shit about their team and they want to talk stuff, they want to rep their team, send them on over to my show tomorrow night. We start at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, usually run for just about 2 hours. I'll give them the link. They can come on the show. They can talk about their team, especially if they're a team that's in the playoffs. I want to hear from fans of the teams that are in the playoffs. I want to hear you give your best playoff hype for your team and what you think your team's chances are going further in the playoffs. So make sure you all check it out. Other than that, I got nothing else. My next show after tomorrow night isn't until Tuesday. So I've cut back for now. Something else will be in the works, but for now, that's it. So, and again, you'll catch Nate and I next Wednesday night on the Raider Connection, and then a week from tonight, back together. So, Raiders probably the worst team in it. Well, right now we are. Yeah, we got the first pick because we're the worst team of the season. So, yeah, thanks for telling us something we didn't know. Appreciate you. So, everybody, as we always say, stay safe. Go Raiders.
As Charles Woodson would say, Raiders. Yeah.